Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, I am back. I am finally back, and boy, is it good to be back, guys. I've been gone for a little over a week. I've been on vacation with a couple of friends of mine. We took a nice long road trip up to Washington, D.C., and then down to Tennessee, and then we came back home. I'm not going to tell you where I live, of course, but we did have a very nice trip, and in today's video, we have a very nice market to look at as well, because Bitcoin is currently, at the time of recording this video, trading over $4,000 again, guys. Looks like all Bitcoin needed was for me to go away for a week, and then it could continue going bullish and start moving in the upwardly direction. So in today's video, I'm going to be laying out a couple of different technical indicators that are pointing bullish for Bitcoin and talk about where I think Bitcoin has gone over the last week and where I think it's going to be going over the next couple of weeks, moving on in here to the end of 2018 and on into the beginning of 2019. We're coming up on the 10th year anniversary of Bitcoin. There's a lot of news coming out. There's a lot of news coming out over the next couple of months, and Bitcoin definitely is starting to look a lot more interesting than it has over the last couple of months. So in today's video, we're going to be discussing all of that and more. So without much further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. Guys, tell me in the comment section down below before we start the video what you guys are doing here coming into Christmas and the holiday season. Happy Hanukkah, happy Christmas, Merry Festivus. You guys all know. Have a happy December. There we go. I'll cover all my bases so I don't offend any snowflakes. Anyway, I'm completely off topic. Bitcoin is currently trading over $4,000, and at the time being, it's not trading very far over $4,000, but the last 4 days have been very, very bullish for Bitcoin. And we have seen Bitcoin, during the time I was gone, come down here to right around $3,000, which is exactly where I expected it. If you guys go back and you watch some of the videos that I uploaded before this little vacation of mine happened, then you'll see that I was talking about Bitcoin coming down here and probably bottoming out somewhere close to $3,000 and then getting a bounce. I did give a chance for Bitcoin to go below $3,000, although I didn't think it was very likely. But my position back then was that it seemed to me that Bitcoin was going to come down in between $3,000 and $3,200 and set a bottom. Since I haven't talked about this in a couple of weeks, or in a week or so, I'm going to go ahead and go over a couple of the different reasons why I believe that. One of them being, of course, that $3,000 was a previous all-time high right over here in mid-June back in 2017, and a bottom in mid-September of 2017. Likewise, if we come out here to the weekly chart, then we also see that is support perfectly on the 200 weekly simple moving average, a very important moving average on many different time frames. The 200 interval is honestly one of my favorite technical indicators and one of my favorite moving averages when I'm doing my technical analysis. Of course, it shows that it is very important here as Bitcoin has gotten a bounce off of it. If we bring this technical indicator to the daily chart, then you will see that Bitcoin has gotten resistance at it in these areas right here and right here a couple of times in the past. Very important technical indicator that I do recommend you guys should keep an eye out for, and it does look like it's giving us support at the time being. There's a couple of different reasons why I believe Bitcoin bounced at $3,000, but I think you guys are more interested in where Bitcoin's going to be going over the next couple of days. So let's go ahead and do the crypto market recap, since I haven't done one in a little while, and then we'll jump into the cryptocurrency and Bitcoin technical analysis. Bitcoin, like I said, across all exchanges, is currently trading just a little over $4,000, and it's up by about 5% over the last 24 hours. That's not exactly the same for the rest of the cryptocurrency markets, though. Many of the altcoins had been doing extremely well. Just yesterday, I saw just about every single market was up in the double-digit green. Up here in the top 10, that doesn't happen very often, and that was a very good thing to see indeed. Of course, we've had not hundreds, but dozens of billions of dollars flow back into the market over the last couple of days as Bitcoin and its altcoin counterparts have continued to rally, and the rest of the cryptocurrency markets have been doing rather well. XRP is down 3% today. Ethereum's up 3%, and Bitcoin Cash is up 35.6 freaking percent, because what Bitcoin Cash did, I was watching this over my vacation. I was keeping track on the markets. I just wasn't, of course, making videos because I had to take a little bit of a break. Bitcoin Cash slipped all the way down here to 8 or 9, which was definitely very interesting, seeing Bitcoin Cash fall all the way down there. So you guys know my opinion on Bitcoin Cash. I'm not exactly the biggest fan of it, but it's not the worst project in the world either. Kind of neutral with a slightly bearish tint on it, but at the same time, you can make money in any market. And if you guys bought some Bitcoin Cash when it fell all the way down here to number 9 and are holding it right now, you guys have made a really good profit. I'd be careful holding on to that for much longer, because when a cryptocurrency, especially one in the top 5, rallies that much, that quickly, you got to be careful, because normally there's going to be some kind of retracement to follow that. Anyway, if we sort by change over the last 24 hours, we're going to see that Crypto.com chain and many other altcoins are up over 10%. We have probably about 10 or 11 altcoins in the double-digit green. If we scroll down, there is definitely some red today in accordance with the massive rallies that we've seen come over the last couple of days as I've been gone. Like I said, all we were waiting for was for CryptoJeb to leave the space, and then Bitcoin could start rallying. It was all my fault, guys, apparently, so maybe I should just delete the channel and Bitcoin will go back to the moon. Tell me in the comments section down below if that's what I should do. Anyway, I think that's basically all we wanted to cover here on CoinMarketCap. So let's go ahead and go over some of the different technical indicators that I wanted to get to here on the Bitcoin over US dollar chart and talk about not only where I think Bitcoin is going to go over the next couple of days, but why Bitcoin is rallying here over the past few days, because it's important to understand where we've come from so that we can understand where we're going. Where did I come from? Where did I go? Where did I come from? Cotton Eye Joe. Anyway, let's get into it. Bitcoin over the last 4 days has rallied quite significantly. I can speak today. We've rallied about 33% or so over the last couple of days, down here from around 3,000 up to around 4,000. Seen a nice little rally. Not the kind of movement that we've seen recently for Bitcoin. Definitely one of the most bullish movements that we've seen out of Bitcoin in a couple of years. No, in a couple of months. Back over here, we saw some bullishness, but that's probably the last time that we've seen bullishness on this scale, on the linear scale, and the last time that we saw a 30% move in Bitcoin to the upside was a very long time ago, as one of these rallies back over here in the earlier part of 2018. Definitely a good little movement for Bitcoin, and it begs the question, where did it come from? Where to go, where to come from, kind of. Anyway, my point is here, we want to talk about this, and where I think a lot of this came from was the fact that Bitcoin has been crashing so hard. Bitcoin had been just falling off a cliff. You guys know that we have the blood fall, we have the metaphorical base jump, the cliff dive, the death of Bitcoin that everybody's been talking about. And Bitcoin, of course, was not going to die, guys. I've been saying for a very long time that because Bitcoin is going down is not reason to be concerned about the fundamentals of Bitcoin, because the price action and the fundamentals are two completely different things. They are very, very loosely correlated, but they are two completely different things. So just because the price action is going down doesn't necessarily mean that Bitcoin is never going to go back up again. Guys, we have to see the market retrace before we can see the market moon. You have to see the market moon before you can see the market retrace. Markets are cyclical. They work in cycles, and Bitcoin had this bull cycle back over here in 2016 and 17, which resulted in a $20,000 Bitcoin. And as I've said in many videos, I think we're coming closer to the end of the bear cycle here of 2018. And that all kind of culminated here in the last couple of weeks as Bitcoin fell below $6,000. And because we fell below $6,000, we crashed and crashed and crashed. And again, if you go back in the videos I uploaded several weeks ago, I talked about, before we went below $6,000, that if Bitcoin did go below $6,000, I didn't think it would go below $6,000. But I always said if it went below $6,000, Bitcoin was heading to $3,000 to $4,000. And that's exactly what we've seen happen. Bitcoin's come down here, and I think the bears have gotten exhausted. That's another thing I've been talking about. That's another thing I've been talking about, is that Bitcoin was going to have to see a lot of red before green could come again, before the spring could come, the winter had to finish, because Bitcoin had fallen below $6,000, a very major level of support. But now, as we've seen the market kind of move in this direction asymptotically towards $3,000, we've seen the bears lose a lot of their strength, and of course it's time for the bulls now. Now, that is not to say that I think Bitcoin is going to go on a major rally back up to $6,000 and beyond anytime soon. I'm still of the camp that we're going to see some kind of accumulation phase and sideways trading action, or at least low volatility and low volume period moving on into the next several months as Bitcoin officially transitions from a bear market to a bull market. I do think a bull market will be starting in 2019, but the fact of the matter remains that Bitcoin does still have some time to go. So I'm not necessarily saying that we're going to see a massive rally come here over the next couple of days, but it does look like Bitcoin is looking more bullish now than it has in a long time. So let's go ahead and talk about where I think Bitcoin is going to go over the next couple of days. Well, there's a lot of different things that we want to discuss, and one of them has to do with our moving averages. If you guys have been watching the channel for a long time, I haven't talked about this in a while because I haven't really been able to, because it hasn't shown up on the chart. But if you guys have watched the channel for the last couple of months, when we were looking at all these rallies back over here in May, June, July, and August back over here, I used the 20 exponential moving average a lot because I was a very big fan of it. And if you look back on the market, what you'll see is that oftentimes you get support and resistance. The market will get support and resistance around the 20 exponential daily moving average. As we can see right over here, we see an example of that right here, right here. We see an example of resistance right there and support right there and a breakthrough right there. It's a very important simple moving average that I like using in my technical analysis when a market is going in rallies and downtrends rather than trading sideways as it had for the last couple of months. And one of the signals that you get from the 20 exponential moving average is a bullish one when you break above it. And in the last 48 hours or so, Bitcoin, for the first time in a long time, has really strongly, in a very strong manner, gotten above the 20 exponential moving average. As we can see down here, we are now above it. And if we look back in the history of Bitcoin, right over here, we were trading sideways. None of this really counted. But back over here, just about every time we got above the 20 EMA, right over here, for example, right over here, back over here, even back over here, whenever we got above that simple moving average, that exponential moving average, that typically indicated the beginning of a new rally. So what I'm saying from this is that the 20 exponential moving average and many other technical indicators I'm about to dive into indicate that we're going to see some kind of continued rally, and we're going to see Bitcoin move upwardly in the northerly and the bullish direction over the next couple of days. Let's look at another couple of technicals that indicate that as well. One thing that we can see is that RSI is now above 50, and while being above 50 is an overbought condition, when you see the RSI first move into overbought territory, typically what that means is that that is a sign of bullishness, and that typically means that the market is about to continue moving northerly, because when the market first drives RSI above 50, well, it drove RSI above 50 for a reason, and the reason for that is because Bitcoin has been moving bullish over the last couple of days, and since RSI is a momentum indicator, that does indicate that we have bullish momentum, and it indicates that Bitcoin should be moving northerly for the next couple of days until we hit some major level of resistance. I'll talk about levels of resistance in a minute, but I also want to talk about the MACD, which of course has been bullish for a little while now. We've seen MACD turn bullish back over here in the earlier part of December, and it's turning more and more bullish every single day as the MACD line gets further away from the, as the signal line gets further away from the MACD line, or the MACD line gets further away from the signal line, and the histogram gets further apart. We see that MACD is moving back up towards zero. It's moving in the correct direction. It's moving in the bullish direction, and MACD also being somewhat of a momentum indicator also indicates that Bitcoin is going to be moving up over the next couple of days. Another thing we want to look at is stochastic RSI. The same argument as for RSI can be applied to Stoch RSI. In general, the oscillators are looking very good for Bitcoin, and overall, it looks like Bitcoin is going to be moving up from here. One more thing I want to discuss is the shorts chart, because this is something that I used to talk about a lot as well when we were in more of this rally downtrend movement rather than the sideways trading action that we've seen out of Bitcoin for so long. One thing I want to talk about here is that the shorts are still very, very high. We see that Bitcoin shorts are up above 38,000. They're up close to 40,000. And that's kind of the high level for Bitcoin's shorts. When we look at Bitcoin shorts, when they're up in this level, they tend not to stay up here for very long. Typically, you see them fall off. Typically, you see Bitcoin shorts fall off. And Bitcoin really likes when its shorts fall off. And we see that Bitcoin rallies after that happens. And what we see right now is that Bitcoin shorts are rather high. Now, they have been rather high for the last couple of weeks. But in general, what you see is that when shorts are extremely high like this, normally they're going to drop. And when they drop, what does that mean? Well, it means that shorts are being liquidated. It means that shorts are being covered by people buying Bitcoin and giving that Bitcoin back to the people they borrowed it from to create the short in the first place. And what that does is that puts buying pressure on the market, which helps to drive the market in a northerly direction. Now, at the time being, it doesn't seem like there's a massive catalyst for some kind of short squeeze, which is essentially just a chain reaction of shorts that drive the shorts very far down and drive Bitcoin very far up. We saw an example of that happen back over here in this market right here. This was an example of a short squeeze. This entire candle, though this is a daily candlestick, happened in exactly 1 hour, actually in under an hour, because of a short squeeze. I'm not convinced that we're going to see a short squeeze just yet, but it does look like Bitcoin shorts are probably going to continue to fall from here and are going to provide buying pressure on Bitcoin and move Bitcoin more in the northerly direction. Now, with all that out of the way, let's talk about where the levels of resistance are for Bitcoin and what my price targets are for Bitcoin on this rally. Well, the first price target that I put on this rally is, of course, a big even of $4,000 and $5,000. Those are two big levels of resistance that Bitcoin is going to be looking at. At the time being, we're above $4,000, but as we can see in the last couple of days, or in the last couple of hours, rather, Bitcoin did go up to around $4,100, and we have gotten rejected back down to around $4,000 flat. There's still a chance that we get resistance in the zone of $4,000, so watch out for that. We could get resistance here. I highly doubt it, though. I think Bitcoin is going to break $4,000 definitively, get far above it, and continue going north from here simply because of how bullish the momentum looks right now, and because of how exhausted I believe the bears are right now. So what are our other levels of resistance? One of them, of course, is $5,000 being a big even. $5,000 is one of the most obvious levels of resistance. That's halfway back to $6,000, for example. We see that $5,000 is halfway up here, and that $5,000 would be a very major level of resistance, once again, because it is a big even. A couple other levels of resistance that we could look at would be the 50 daily simple moving average and the 100 daily simple moving average. Oftentimes you will see markets get resistance on these levels, so watch out for these. If Bitcoin does rally all the way back to $6,000, also watch out for the 200 simple moving average up here, the daily 200 simple moving average up here, aligning with the $6,000 level and creating a strong ceiling. I don't think it's likely that Bitcoin's going to go above $6,000 anytime soon. So while I do think we're going to see some bullish momentum come out of Bitcoin, I would be very surprised if we broke $6,000 in the next 3 months or so. If that is going to happen, it would probably be in accordance with some kind of major bullish news story, like a Bitcoin ETF being accepted. So tell me in the comment section down below, as always, what you guys think about that technical analysis. I think Bitcoin's probably going to be rallying here over the next couple of days. I am very, very happy to be back. But before the video wraps up, guys, I do have something to let you guys know. Christmas is in 5 days, and guys, I absolutely love Christmas. A lot of people shy away from using the Christmas word because they're worried that it's a curse word or something, but I'm a very big fan of Christmas. And since Christmas is coming up on the 25th, I'm going to be doing a sale on the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. If you check the link in the description and you look in the description, there's going to be a code down there. It's probably going to be Christmas 2018, but I'll probably I may change that. If you use that code, you're going to get 20% off on the price of the course, and I would recommend you guys go ahead and get in the course if you are interested in doing so, because the price of the course is probably never going to be that low again. The price is going to be rising again in January. If you guys are wondering what we offer in there, check the link in the description, click that, and you can go and you can see the title of every single video in CT2A. We cover a lot of different things. We cover the Heikin-Ashi. We cover trading. We cover how to use TradingView, how to use Binance. We cover how to use... Well, you know what? I'll just go ahead and get it up. How about that? I should have brought this up anyway. Let's go ahead and get TradingView up. I'm going to bring that on my other screen, and I will show you guys what we have to offer in here. We have a lot of good content in there, guys, and I did pour my heart and soul into making this course so that you guys would have somewhere to go. If you want to learn how to do technical analysis, here we go. We have a lot of different videos in here. We have an introduction video where we talk about candlestick charts, Heikin-Ashi charts. Down here in technical indicators, we cover many different technical indicators. There will be more videos going in this section in the future as well. We cover risk and reward, statistics and probabilities, how to plan and execute profitable trades. This is one of my favorite videos in the entire course, how to plan and execute profitable trades. A very good video, which was actually recommended by one of the people in the course. We've had dozens and dozens of people join the course over the last couple of days, over the last couple of months, excuse me, and every single one of them seemed to be enjoying it. I haven't really had... Actually, no, it's not that I haven't had any criticism. I've had a couple of ideas for constructive criticism, but I haven't had any criticism for the course, actually. I haven't had anyone have a refund. It's really been a great course, and a lot of people are enjoying it. I have a couple of examples of what people are saying here. If you join the course, you can come under these videos listed here and see where these people are saying this. We have, I have their name censored, but we have O saying great video under Heikin-Ashi candlestick charts. Really great and clear under Heikin-Ashi candlesticks from C. Great video on TradingView. Really good video and thanks from C on market structure, and that was a great class on support and resistance. I do think it's a good product, guys. The price of the course is currently $149. So if you want to go ahead and get in, I would recommend doing so now with the 20% discount code in the description down below. Anyway, guys, I do want to thank each and every single one of you for watching. It is so good to be back. And that's basically going to do it for this video, guys. I do want to thank each and every single one of you for watching. I'm going to say that about 5 more times before I wrap the video up. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video, guys. I do want to thank each and every single one of you for watching as always. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.